Good afternoon. Thank you for joining today's webinar session, how to comply with AISC and other standards in construction industry, particularly with Qdms and Acumatica ERP system. My name is Kevin Devecioglu. I'm the Managing Director of Bimser International. Today, I have my colleagues with me in our panel, and we'll be sharing information with you, how you can manage your compliance operations in construction industry digitally with no need of paper. Let me introduce you my colleagues in our panel today. We have Alex Quattro from Emrys Consulting. Alex is the president of Emrys Consulting Company, and he'll be presenting about fundamentals of quality management system. Also today we have Sam Watt with us, our pre-sales software engineer from engineering department at Bimser International, and Sam will be demonstrating Qdms and Acumatica ERP systems together. Also, we have today our Qdms product manager, Furkan Bas, and he'll be with us for Q&A session. As we all know, construction industry is heavily regulated for safety and health reasons, as well as public safety reasons. And there are many different compliance requirements in construction industry. AISC is one of them, especially in steel fabrication and steel part of operations in construction. Also, as we know, there are other compliance requirements such as OSHA in construction industry, which is very, very important. You can manage all your compliance operations digitally on Qdms, integrated with Acumatica ERP system, or as an option, you can also use Qdms as a standalone software system at your company. Let me start by introducing our company to you as to what we do, who we are, and how we position our company in the marketplace. And then we'll continue with our panel to share information with you about how to manage fundamentals of quality management systems in construction industry. And we'll also perform a demonstration about Qdms and Acumatica ERP system running together. We are Bimser International, and we are an enterprise software maker since 1998. We are based in New York. In essence, we help companies adapt digital transformation and simplify their processes. We practice what we preach. We have our quality management system in place, our own QMS. We are ISO 9001 certified. We are ISO 27001 certified, and also we are certified for ISO 15504. So we also follow quality management systems for continuous improvement and to increase customer satisfaction. We have global presence. While we are based in New York, we also have presence in Europe as well as in Middle East. We are active globally. So as a group, we are actually a growing organization. We are about 300 people, and our company is rapidly increasing in terms of number of team members, customers, as well as partners. We are active in various ERP ecosystems. Acumatica ERP is one of them. We are also a partner of Microsoft, partner of SAP, MYOB, Sage, Oracle, and other ERP systems and business software systems that we are working. Since 1998, we focus on these 4 products. These are our proprietary software systems, and that is our focus basically. Since 1998, we have EVA. EVA is our workflow and document management system. That is a platform for you to automate and digitize your business processes so that you'll need no need of paper, and you can run your operations on-site as well as while working remote. We have BEAM. BEAM is our enterprise asset maintenance, facility, fleet, and energy management software. It is designed to help you manage your assets, as in your machinery, equipment, facilities, and other corporate assets in a proactive way with predictive and preventive maintenance management capabilities. Today, we'll focus more on Qdms. Qdms is our quality, risk, audit, performance, and compliance management system. And I'll share more information with you about Qdms in a minute. And Ensemble is our intelligent business process modeling and performance management software. In the bottom, you can also see a contract management application built on EBA platform that is designed to help you manage your contracts in a digital environment with no need of paper, with electronic signature capabilities. So our systems, as you see, they are Acumatica certified. All of our systems are designed to run standalone. They work on-premise servers, they work on cloud servers, and they're all web-based, meaning you can access our systems from anywhere, especially nowadays, many companies are working remotely, so you can use our systems on-site as well as remotely, thanks to our web-based architecture, so that you can access our software systems with a web browser, just like connecting another website. Our systems are permission-based, they have high security features, and they are scalable. They scale up, they scale down, so you enjoy the benefits of our systems with high technology and latest architecture available in the marketplace. That is why we have reputable references. We work with many reputable organizations, companies, and institutions. We work with 3M, we work with Ford, United Nations is one of our customers, we work with Unilever, we work with Bridgestone, Renault, and many other reputable organizations. So that's who we are and what we do in a nutshell. Now I'd like to invite my colleague, Alex Quattro from Emerald Consulting, so that we can learn about fundamentals of quality management and quality management system on a high level in construction industry. We all know that there are many companies struggling to comply with various quality and compliance requirements. AISC is one of them, American Institute of Steel Construction. We also know that many companies in construction industry, they're also working so hard to comply with OSHA and many other local, state, and federal requirements in the marketplace for construction industry, for health, safety, and risk management. That is why actually we put together these webinars. So before we talk further about Qdms for quality management in construction industry, let's learn about fundamentals of quality management from Alex. Alex, if you're ready, I'll make sure you can share your screen.
Yes, I am.
Perfect.
Okay.
Your voice is okay, loud and clear. Please share your screen when you're ready. Okay, great. We can see your screen. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Kevin, for inviting me for this webinar. And hello, everybody. What I'd like to discuss today is a very, very top-level discussions of a quality management system, QMS. But before I delve into it, I just want to very briefly mention about myself and my company. Personally, I'm a certified ISO 9001 lead auditor, and I'm the sole proprietor of AmRest Consulting. Now, I've established my company in 2015 after a very lengthy career as a project manager in a large aerospace company, which is certified to the AS9100 quality standard. Now, AS9100 is an aerospace quality standard. Now, currently, under AmRest Consulting, I'm providing consulting services for various organizations that are either in the process of achieving ISO certification or actually those who are trying to maintain ISO certification. And back in 2018, I came across Bimser International and came across some of the products that they have, and I was very, very impressed with the Qdms tool, which really I learned is an ideal tool to help you maintain, I guess, all types of quality management systems, so either ISO system or any quality management system, and it's a very, very effective tool in doing that. And obviously, Sam will have a much more in-depth discussion of it. So I also present a number of webinars and lectures on various ISO-related topics. Okay, just to kind of give you an overview of a quality management system And QMS is really an integral part of the AISC certification process, and not only for AISC, but for any quality program for just about any industry. And here I took here the definition, and I think it's a very good definition of what a QMS system is, and I think it really it comes from the business dictionary, and it very, very clearly defines what a QMS is, and I think it's probably one of the best definitions that I came across. So organizations have to have a collection of processes that really are integrated into the organization to help them achieve the goal of satisfying AISC or any type of certification requirements. Now, I want to very briefly refer to an article by Todd Allwood, and it goes back quite a ways to May 2010, and you can even Google it today. You'll be able to find it in. He wrote this in the Modern Steel Construction Journal, and he goes into some detail. It's not a very lengthy article, but it I think, describes what a quality management system is and why it's really needed. It's very important to follow your QMS. And once, I think the takeaway from this is once you've defined your QMS, it has to be continuously evaluated and adhered to. Okay, you just can't create a QMS and then just kind of put it on the shelf and walk away from it. You have to really follow it. And as you can see on the diagram on the right-hand side, this is a continuous improvement process, which was actually developed by a quality guru, William Deming, back in the 50s. And that pretty much applies to today's process. So this is a very important aspect of any quality management system. So what is really some of the major elements of the QMS? Well, there's kind of three components to it. The first are the processes and their interactions. And again, depending on your organization, you may have different levels of processes. And as the diagram on the right-hand side shows, you can have management processes, you can have your basic and supporting processes, the ones that are really manufacture or develop your product. And very important is outsourced processes. That's dealing with your suppliers. But the important thing is that no matter what your processes are, you got to have the activities very clearly identified with what related to these processes, and also personnel assignments. You have to maintain a mechanism to monitor the progress in meeting the deadlines. In other words, maintain your schedule and provide that visibility to management, whether there are successes or failures. Management has to be aware of where you are. Now, also, you have to, as part of establishing your processes and your functions of the organization, you have to identify and manage risks. And again, those are, they're really dependent on your organization, but no matter what you're trying to develop, whether it's a product or a service, there are risks, and you have to identify them and deal with them. The next important aspect of a QMS is the documentation and the control that you are imposing on those documents. And first, again, Sam will show you some of the capabilities of QDMS in dealing with documentation, but I just wanted to briefly identify the ways and mechanisms of storing documentation. Obviously, one way is to have hard copies, and those are obviously stored in file cabinets. And of course, that's one way of handling your documents, but it's not really recommended because now you need a physical storage. Another better approach is a digital storage media, and here you can decide whether they're stored on a central database or they're distributed on various computers throughout your organization. But no matter which way you decide to control or to store and control your documents, you have to have a configuration control process. How do you really maintain your documents? How do you make changes? You have to be aware of the traceability of the changes, so you can always go back and see where, how, and why a certain change was made. So that is a very important part of controlling document is your configuration control process. And finally, your data or records. It's really a collection of all the data that is generated by your business, and the purpose of collecting and analyzing the data is to do continuous improvement. So, you can't just take a guess as what should I be improving. It really should be based on actual data that is generated. And then using this data, there are a lot of ways and techniques of doing root cause analysis, and there are many tools for that, which also Bimser International supports that. And also, a very important part is doing audits. Internal audits is really a review of how you manage your QMS, and that's a way of catching discrepancies of your process, and that's certainly one way to make improvements. All right, I'm going to focus on one aspect of QMS is really audits, and why are they important and why are they done? And again, because later Sam will show the capabilities of QDMS in handling audits. So obviously audits is to check the effectiveness of your QMS and to determine if it complies with all the requirements. Is it really effectively implemented and maintained? Are there any non-compliances? And if there are, how are you going to make those corrections? And what should an audit cover? Well, obviously, it should review all the processes and their interrelationships. That's the first thing, because that should be a very smooth flowing process of having all of the task implemented. And if you don't have that properly structured, you're going to have a lot of waste and obviously problems as a result of that. The audit should really review of how you're handling all your documents and all the controls on those documents, as well as all the records, and make sure that the records are properly used to make improvements in your organization. Now, how do you really handle all of the QMS related data? Well, again, I mentioned before that it could be stored as hard copies. It's probably acceptable, but it's really has very poor control, and it's again takes up physical space in a particular location. So now you have electronic files maintained in the various departments and could be scattered throughout the organization. But the best way is obviously to have all your data located centrally in a central database. Now, the managing QMS always has been a very challenging effort. And lately, it has become even more difficult as a result of COVID. And why is that so? Well, because now a number of employees have to work remotely. And now, if you're located, let's say, at home, so how do you access all of the QMS data? So now you really need, with your workforce scattered, you have to have virtual control of your QMS documents and records. And even audits, okay, sometimes it's now difficult to do audits on site because of the COVID restrictions, so you may have to do virtual audits. So obviously, you know, we all hope that COVID is going to go away someday. However, the remote workforce concept now has kind of gained acceptance, and a lot of, even if COVID is going to go away, it's very likely that remote workforce will continue, and that's why you still need to have a virtual access of all of your QMS related data. And now, I guess the takeaway for all of this is that Qdms, the tool that Bimser International is offering, is a perfect solution to this problem, because now it gives capability to not only your workforce, your remote workforce, to be able to get involved with all of the QMS data, but also it would allow to have audits done virtually without having the auditor physically be on the premise. So I think with that, I'd like to pass it back to Kevin, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Alex. Let me take over the screen and we can continue our executive webinar. It was very educational, very informative as always. Alex, thank you very much for your presentation. As we learned from Alex, quality management systems are important. That is actually a backbone of any operation at your company, especially in construction industry, where there is heavy regulations for health, safety, and risk management. Having that quality management system in place and managing it efficiently, effectively, in a way that you satisfy your local, state, and federal requirements for compliance, as well as your customers' requirements in a digital environment. So that is critical. Today, we mostly focus on AISC compliance as for American Institute of Steel Construction and their compliance requirements. Just like Alex mentioned earlier, all the information that we share today with you is also applicable to any compliance requirements in construction industry in general, including OSHA. In coming weeks, we'll also have a special session for OSHA as well. So since we laid the foundation of quality management system management, QMS management, let's talk about how actually you can manage all these compliance requirements in a digital environment. So we have our show and tell session with my colleague Sam. Today's agenda consists of quality management, quality document management, demonstration, audit management module demonstration, root cause analysis module demonstration, correct direction management module demonstration, and reports and dashboards. Just like Alex mentioned earlier, for continuous improvement, we need to audit ourselves, as well as getting feedback from our customers and from our stakeholders. Based on that evidence, based on that information, we need to perform a root cause analysis. These root cause analysis helps you get the bottom of it, in another words, and get the root cause of any issue, any problem that you are facing at your organization. Based on the root cause, you can take corrective actions, and you can make sure that you have continuous improvement in place at your organization. Now we'll perform this demonstration to show you this process in a digital environment with no need of paper. digitally, which is that is why it's important to perform this demonstration while we have the fundamental information and requirements. Let's see how they can actually perform it in Qdms. So as I mentioned earlier, Qdms is designed to run standalone. So for Qdms software to run, there is no other software is needed. However, today we focus on Qdms and Acumatica ERP system integration and how they run together. So that is why we'll be performing the demonstration with both systems available for you. Now I'd like to invite my colleague, Sambat, our pre-sales software engineer from our engineering team, and Sam will be performing the demonstration for Qdms and Acumatica ERP system together. Sam, if you are ready, please take over the screen. Thank
you. Okay, and
we can
you see my screen?
Perfect, thank you.
And thank you for joining today's webinar. And this is Sam, the pre-sales software engineer of Bimser International based in New York. And today I will demonstrate Qdms, our quality, risk, audit, and compliance management system. And it is integrated with Acumatica. So as Kevin mentioned, it can work as a standalone application so that you can connect to our system by using your web browser, or you can also connect Qdms from the same page of Acumatica. Saying after login to Acumatica ERP system, then you can also connect to our system on the same page of your web browser. On your left, you can still connect to the workspaces of Acumatica, and on your right, you can get into the modules or start using Qdms. And Qdms is a permission-based system, so not everyone can see everything. In our system, you will see what you are supposed to do based on the permissions that are granted to your account. So different users have different permission settings based on role, position, profession, and also their group. As I'm now logging in as the admin so that I have the full control of the system, and after we log into our system, you can see all the pending tasks and also the request for approval on this home screen. And in terms of the notification, you can find them in your homepage of your own account in Qdms, and also you will receive a reminder as well in your email inbox. So this is a two-way notification features that we have in our system in order to make sure you will not miss any important task by using Qdms. And by using Qdms, it helps you to comply with the standards, for example, AISC, and you can manage different activities for complying with this standard as well by using our system. And on the top left, this is the main menu of Qdms, and you can see those modules that are available for you to comply with AISC. And thanks to the modular structure of our system, you can deploy the modules that you want to have in your cloud server or on-premise server. For example, as what we are going to dive in is the control document management module, for example, and then the corrective action module, as known as CAPA module, or the audit management module, for example. So those actions can be managed by using our system. So first of all, let's get into the document management module. And by using this module, you can upload a new document as Qdms supports different document types that you upload to the system. For example, your specifications, SOPs, procedures, or policies. So you can upload all your documents in our control document management module, and also you can manage the update of your documents. And the system helps you to have the version tracking in this particular module. So every time you upload a new document, then the version number of this document will be incremented automatically. And also you can manage your folder structure. You can create your folder by departments, by locations, or document types, for example. Then once you have your folder ready, then you can upload your document to that particular folder. And once your document is ready in this module, then you can read your document directly from the built-in browser of Qdms. So you don't need any other application or software to read your document, and instead, Qdms shows your document in the built-in browser of the system. And Qdms supports different file formats like Word, Excel, PDF, PowerPoint, image, video, audio, and even CAD file. So those documents can be uploaded in our system, and it will be opened in the built-in browser. Just like you're reading your document on your laptop or desktop. So you can read the content of your document, where you can also zoom in and zoom out. And on the top, you can see different tabs it is available for document information, like the document code, document name, the version, and also the revision date and approval date, and so on. And with the permission, you can get back to the previous version of your document as well. As you can see in this example, we record the previous version, like version 0, in the list. And then you can get back to this previous version or the original document by using our module. And all the action that the users or user groups can carry out in our system, those are limited by this permission settings. So under this permission matrix, you can set up different permission to the users or user groups, like reading, printing, revising, getting back to the previous version, or deleting the document. And as for all the users or user groups, they are in this distribution list, meaning once there is any once this document is newly uploaded to the system or revised, or I would say updated in our system, then these users will receive a notification regarding the update or the newly upload. And while we are uploading or updating our document, you can also manage the approval flow as well. So all the users in this approval flow will receive a request. So they have to review this particular upload request or revise request, and then approve or reject this in the process, if they are invited in this approval flow. And all the action will be recorded in our system. So this is the audit trail that helps you to keep tracking all the actions that we have in our system, and also against your document. And this is how we can make sure your documents are insecure. And if there's any suspicious actions carried out in your system or against your document, then you can contact the user, because in this history page or this audit trail, we record it with the action type, the date and time, and also the username. So you can keep following up the performance of different users that we have recorded in our system. And this is the control document management module that helps you to manage all your control documents, like your SOPs, specifications, safety guideline, instruction, and so on. So those documents can be opened in our built-in browser. And in case there is any non-conformity that you have found in your company, and as for complying with AISC, So you have to record those non-conformity and create the corrective action. So you can use our corrective action module as known as the Kappa module. And in this module, it helps you to record all your non-conformity when you are creating a new record. And as for the non-conformity, we can also record like different source that we create this particular record, like by observation, by risk assessment, by customer complaint or audit, and so on. And once we have this record is ready, we can also enter the non-conformity and also the detail of this non-conformity as well. After that, we can assign a solution team to take care of this non-conformity. And this team has to carry out their investigation. And also the investigation and also the root cause analysis. Once the root cause is defined, also this team has to carry out the corrective action as well. And on the top, you can see different tabs. They are in green color, but actually the system will take you step by step, like the investigation, then the root cause analysis, and after that, defining the corrective action. So the system helps you to manage it step by step so that you will not miss any steps and tasks while you are managing the non-conformity. And right here, you can find all the corrective actions that we have recorded in our system, and they are in different status based on the progress that we handled in this particular record. As you can see right here, you may find that they in planned, open, result, and so on. And I want to show you one of the existing records and saying like the auditor of AISC, it comes to your place and ask you to show me or show the auditor like how to manage your non-conformity. And actually, by using our system, you can open this report like page, and it shows you all the non-conformity of this record that we have recorded, and also the solution team, the first progress report, like the investigation that we had, and also the root cause analysis, like the root cause that we have find out after our analyze, and also the corrective action that we have carried out. And if there's any follow-up action, those can be found in this page. And first of all, I must say that the auditor will be impressed by such a helpful software that is deployed in your company, because whatever they ask in terms of the compliance, you can show it right away within a minute. And also it helps you to save your time and also the cost for saving all the records for managing, in this example will be the non-conformity in your company. You don't need any space for storing your paper, and also you don't have to spend your time to look around all the records that you have and then find the appropriate one to show the auditor. And actually those can be managed digitally. And next, I want to show you is the audit management module. And in this module, it helps you to create different audit plan. And as the audit plan is like the goal that we want to achieve. So saying as for the audit, we want to have an internal audit or external audit. And here is another side note is we can use our module to have our external audit as well. For example, auditing your suppliers, vendors, or subcontractors, those can be achieved by using Qdms. And as I mentioned, the planning is like the goal. For example, the internal audit planning. And once we have this goal or this planning is created, then we can create different items. And the items is like the objectives. that help us to achieve our goal. And how we can achieve the goal as internal audit. And the item should be we audit every single employees in every department. So we can create our audit item by using this module. And in this audit management module, we can define the start date, end date, the start time, end time, and also the audit subject, and invite the auditor and auditee to this audit item. So once this audit item is created, then the auditor and auditee will receive a notification in Qdms and also in their email inboxes, in order to make sure they will not miss any audit that we have scheduled for them. In addition, there is a very helpful feature or nice feature that I want to share with you is you can also pick and choose the questions from the question pools of Qdms. So you don't have to spend the whole day or whole week for preparing the audit questions, and also like 5 pages paper for auditing one employee. And instead, we can pick and choose the questions as a reference for the auditor. And also the auditor can record all the answers digitally by entering it in Qdms. So it's helped you to manage all your audit operation digitally and helped you to be available and ready for your audit operation every day and anywhere. And in Qdms, there is a reporting tool that helps you to create the reports, like the corrective action report, or in the audit item, we also can have our graphical report. And by using our reporting tool, it helps you to visualize the data that you have saved or that you have created by using our system. So for example, we want to see how many audits that we have carried out for different departments. And also we can set up the time frame for this report, saying starting from the last year. And then we can draw our graph, and all your data will be shown right here as a table and also a bar chart. And you're more than welcome to export your report as Excel, PDF, or image for sharing with any responsible parties. As you notice right here, we have Qdms that helps you to generate the report, and also in Qdms we have a dashboard features and put all together your real-time data in the dashboard, and those will be shown in the windows of this dashboard in different form. For example, like as a scorecard, as a list, as a table, as a pie chart, as a bar chart, and so on. So you may find them in this dashboard, and it is now coming to our screen. Okay, and there we go. So now we have our dashboard, and all your data, real-time data will be shown as a bar chart, as a pie chart, and also a list for you to keep tracking the performance and also the KPIs of the company. So those are visualized in the windows of this dashboard. And at last, I want to show you is Qdms Extension. As I mentioned, like we have the corrective action module that helps you to manage your non-conformity and also defining your root cause. And in this Qdms Extension, you can find all the root cause analyze tool that helps you to find out the root cause as well. So it can be like a 5 whys, 8D fishbone diagram, as known as Ishikawa diagram, and also Pareto chart. So those are available in our Qdms extension, and I want to show you real quick, like all the records analyze tool. And as for the 5Y, we have our 5Y analyze tool that's helped you to define the problem. For example, like as for the detective material, then the system will take you step by step and keep asking you the question, why we have the incorrect ingredients, and then the second one will be the first answer, will be the answer to the first why question, and why we are having the incorrect ingredient, and then you may answer human error, and then new employee, so forth and so on. And the answer for the fifth why will be the root cause that we are having this problem. And then in Qdms, the system will generate a new corrective action record based upon the root cause that you have found out. And also we have our 8D model that helps you to do it like step by step by finding out the root cause, and also the fishbone diagram. As for the fishbone diagram, we can find different aspects or elements for different factors. So we can also define the problem, and then in different way, then we can find out the problem by using this analyzing tool. It's come to the end of my demonstration. Thank you very much.
Sam, thank you very much for the demonstration. Let me take over the screen so that we can continue our executive webinar session. As Sam demonstrated earlier, you can manage all your quality document management related activities on Qdms digitally. Even though documents typically at many different organizations or on paper, on Qdms you can manage your quality document management operations to comply with AISC, to comply with OSHA and other compliance and quality management related activities and operations in a digital environment. As mentioned earlier, you can manage your policies, procedures, guidelines, instructions, SOPs digitally on Qdms. Let's remember the typical challenge as we see in the marketplace is not putting documents once. These documents, they need to be updated from time to time. So there is versioning involved. So you need to update your policies, procedures, SOPs for certain operations periodically. And you can also manage the versioning process as demonstrated earlier on Qdms as well. If you are managing these operations on paper, the first set, the first version is going to be easy to manage, but the more you need to update your policies and procedures for continuous improvement, the more difficult it'll be for you to manage your compliance documents as well as quality documents with paper. That is why Qdms is for you. And also, as mentioned earlier, with Qdms, you're ready for audit anytime. And there is no need for additional preparation or effort for any audit, an external audit, an internal audit, and so on. Because your documents, your activities, your processes are being managed on Qdms digital. Also, you can manage your audit management activities, internal and external audits on Qdms for continuous improvement. Root cause analysis analysis module is very important. It is because we need to make analysis to make sure actually we are looking at the problem correctly from different angles, perhaps. And with the root cause analysis module, you can perform the root cause, and you can also record the outcome for continuous improvement, which will take us to corrective action management. So a typical challenge in the marketplace for corrective action is follow-up. So once you set the corrective action in place, you need to also follow up with your team members to make sure corrective actions have been taken. So the system has reminders, notifications, as well as escalation available to make sure job is actually done. And if it is not, then you'll get the notification, you'll get the reminder. And if necessary, it will also be escalated to other team members and superiors to make sure actually things are moving forward at the organization for corrective action and for continuous improvement. And reports or dashboards are designed to help you have data, information to make managerial decisions based on evidence, which is a requirement. The principle of ISO compliance, a quality management system, a principle as well, which is critical. So with the help of Qdms, you'll be ready for audit by OSHA, by AISC, and other organizations of standards as well, anytime in a digital and paperless environment. Sam, thank you very much again for the demonstration. Let's move forward with Qdms. I'd like to share some more information with you with regards to Qdms. So Qdms is a quality, risk, audit, performance, and compliance management system. It is Bimser International's proprietary software system. It's been in the market since 1998. Right now, there are more than 1,000 corporate clients using Qdms on a daily basis, and there are more than 1 million professional users of Qdms using Qdms on a daily basis for compliance, many different quality management systems in many different industries, and construction is one of them. With the help of Qdms, you are ready for compliance, you are ready for audit, and you are ready to be inspected anytime, anywhere. Qdms is an Acumatica certified software solution. So it has ready-made integrations with Acumatica ERP system. And these two systems, they run smoothly together to help you manage your quality management and other operations. So how do we look at digital transformation of quality management at Bimser International? So the way that we look at digital transformation is actually based on a framework that we put together. This framework consists of quality assurance management, quality control management, and predictive quality management. So these three elements, when you put them together, we believe you can adopt digital transformation for your quality management and management operations overall in your organization, in construction industry and in any industry that you're active in. So you can actually run all of your operations as for quality assurance as well as quality control and predictive quality management on Qdms. In addition to construction industry, Qdms is also ready to be used in many different industries. And we've been active in all these industries since 1998. We are very experienced as an organization to help companies digitize their quality management operations. And as I mentioned earlier, we practice what we preach. We are an ISO 9001 certified organization. We also comply with ISO 27000. We are certified. We also have ISO 15504 certification. We are certified. So we have a QMS in place, just like we discussed early on. So we are very familiar with quality management systems. It is because we practice it ourselves as we preach. So this part is very important. So we know what you go through. We know your priorities. We know your mindset because we have the same mindset on daily basis. Having said that, when we look at these industries, aerospace industry, automotive industry, cannabis industry, chemical, construction industry is our priority today, of course. Distribution, finance, banking, food and beverage industry, healthcare, medical device, life sciences, packaging industry, ship and marine industry, all these industries, we have customers in all these industries. And all these industries, they have quality management and compliance requirements. So it is not only a couple of industries that they need to comply certain requirements or certain compliance requirements in the marketplace. Every single company needs a QMS. As my colleague Alex mentioned earlier, that's a backbone of any organization. On top of it, additionally, some of the organizations, they have to comply certain requirements. They have to have quality management system in place, and they have to comply with local, state, federal, and country-wide compliance requirements, such as construction industry. You need to manage your risks. You need to manage your health assessments. You need to take actions to mitigate risk, and all these activities can be managed on Qdms Digital. All of our software systems, including Qdms, have a very modern architecture. With this architecture, you can pull and push data from any other software system. It is also the same for Qdmf. So with the help of Qdmf, we can integrate with other software systems to help you have an integrated management system. So there will be no need for double entry. You'll be ready for audit anytime with the help of Qdmf, and you can always share information with other software systems of yours at your company with the help of Qdmf as well. So these integration capabilities are really important for any modern organization, especially nowadays. We need to work remotely. We need to access our systems. With a web browser, and Qdms is ready to help you for remote work as well as on-site work as well. Qdms has a modular structure. We have more than 30 modules available. So you can choose any module that you like. Our goal and our priority is to help you comply with quality and regulatory standards in a digital environment. Same thing for any industry and also in construction industry as well. We know in construction industry there are challenges. Risk management is very important. Health and safety management is very important in addition to risk management and risk mitigation. Also, we know that, for example, AISC compliance is very important for steel construction industry. And you need to also manage your documentation as for your policies, procedures, guidelines, and SOPs. You need to also manage audits for continuous improvement. You need to document it, which is very important, as mentioned earlier, record keeping. And you need to also manage your corrective actions and root cause analysis. So Qdms has it all and designed in a modular structure to help you. You can choose any module that you like. So you can have one module, you can have 10 modules, 5 modules. It's your call. We are here to help you automate and digitize your quality management and compliance management operations in construction industry and in any other industry in the marketplace. So when you look at our modules, for example, we have control document management module, as my colleague Sam demonstrated earlier, which is actually very important for your document management operations. Also, we have additionally deviation management, for example. If you deviate from your policies, from your procedures, you can actually record it. You can analyze it with root cause analysis, and you can take corrective actions if needed. And same thing with incidents, for example. There may be incidents at your construction site, at your construction operations or construction locations, for example. If that is the case, then you can also put together a report. With this report, you can share lessons learned with your team members, and you can also take corrective actions to make sure that incident will never happen again, and lessons learned will be remembered because it is recorded in Qdms for your use and for your audits as well. Because you may be audited by OSHA, you may be audited by AISC, you may be audited internally or externally, for example. These documents and these records will be available on Qdms anytime to be audited. These audits may be on-site, maybe remotely, and since Qdms is web-based, you can always share the data needed for audit purposes as well as inspections. Great. So we come to our Q&A session. I know you have some questions. We've been receiving some questions as well, and we'll address some of those questions at this session to help you see the benefits of using Qdmf and complying AISC standards in construction industry and having a quality management system in place digitally with no need of paper. So one of the questions is actually for Alex. Alex, so the question is about construction industry. So how big has to be the company has to comply with has to have a quality management system in place? Can it be does it have to be a large organization? Can it be a mid-sized company? What do you think?
Well, no, actually, Kevin, any size organization should have a quality management system. And from my own experience, actually, I consulted for a one-man machine shop because he needed to be ISO certified. So again, it, like I said, could range from as small as a one-man operation to just about any size.
Thank you, Alex. Also, let's remember, why do we comply and why do we have a quality management? Well, first of all, as an organization, we like to have continuous improvement in place so we can improve our operations, we can improve our processes as a fact. Also, let's remember, customers are demanding, and customers are also asking you to have quality management system in place. And further, they ask you to have certifications in place, such as ISO, AISC, or other certifications based on the industry that you're in. So today we focus on construction industry. So if you're in steel fabrication, steel manufacturing industry, for construction industry, you have to be compliant with AISC. That's a market requirement. So that is very important. So regardless of your size, just an add-on to Alex's comment, regardless of your size of your company, it is important to comply, to have continuous improvement in place, and also to satisfy customer requirements and to be competitive in the marketplace. If you don't have these requirements in place, your competitors have. So to be competitive, it's also important to have a quality management system in place. It's important to have a quality management certification in place. So these are important information to share. Also, as mentioned earlier, with the help of Qdms, you are ready for audit, you are ready for certification audit, review, inspection, anytime. There is no need for special preparation, there is no special allocation of time. It is because Qdms is ready for your use. Let's see if there's another question in place. So another question is about, so Sam, another question is for you. So we saw your quality document management module demonstration. What is the limit of documents that we can have? How many documents can we have on Qdms? And what is the size limit of the document that we can have on Qdms?
As for the number that you want to have in Qdms, there's no limit in our system, and actually those will depending on your the memory that you have in, or the size that you have on your server, because all the documents will be saved in the database of on your server. So technically there's no limit to our system, and you can upload as many as you want in our module.
Thank you, sir. Let's remember, Qdms is an enterprise level system. We have customers using Qdms for compliance with 10 users. We have using Qdms for compliance with thousands of users. So Qdms holds up, and it is actually scalable. It scales up, it scales down. So it is also the same for document management part of the operations on Qdms. So you can have any number of documents that you like, and there is no limit in terms of how many documents you can have, and there is no limit as to the size of the document that you'll have. So just like Sam mentioned, the size is actually, the limit is up to the infrastructure. So Qdms works on cloud server as well as on on-premise server. So as long as infrastructure, meaning you have enough disk space, you have enough memory, then you'll go all the way as to have documents, number of documents, and the size of documents that you like to have. That's an important information. And also for our customers, use Qdms to also create the corporate memory. Because once you record it there, it is there. You can always pull it. You can search on it. You can see it also in reports, and it is very, very useful for quality management system operations as well as compliance operations, construction industry, and any other industry. There are some questions about pricing. So for pricing, please send me an email, and I'll be happy to be your assistant. Also mentioned in the email, as you see on the screen, we have our contact information on this slide. And if you have any questions, if you'd like to continue this conversation after this executive webinar session, please send us an email, and we can schedule a meeting with you. We'd like to learn about your quality management goals, your objectives, your challenges, and we'll be happy to be your assistants moving forward to help you manage your quality management system operations and your compliance operations digitally with no need of paper. And we'll be happy to help you automate your operations. Great, I think I addressed all the questions. So before we end our session, Alex, is there anything you'd like to share with us?
Yeah,
company?
Sure, Kevin. Yes, I just wanted to kind of summarize saying how important it is to have all of your data managed in one place, namely in a tool like Qdms, because thinking back when I was working for this aerospace organization, I was not aware of the Qdms tool. And what happened every year when we had the surveillance audit in order to maintain the certification, the AS 9100 certification, about a week before the audit, it was just panic, just collecting all the data, make sure that everything was in place for the auditor. And just now thinking that if we had that Qdms tool, there would have been no need for any preparation because everything is already maintained there. And basically it's just showing what is already in the tool. So I think it's almost indispensable for a business to have a tool like Qdms.
Alex, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Yes, definitely. It's very exciting. And we are also looking forward to helping and further operations of construction companies with quality management and compliance management moving forward. Thank you very much. Before we end our session, I'd like to invite you to our annual virtual summit. It will take place next week on March 16 and March 17. So during these days, we'll be broadcasting educational, informative webinars as to how you can manage your quality management systems in different industries, as well as how you can use Qdms and other tools of ours in the scope of remote work and digital transformation. That is why next week we'll have no Acu-Quality webinar session next week, because we'll focus on the annual virtual conference, and we'll continue our Acu webinar sessions in the following week, and we'll talk about how you can manage your root cause analysis in a digital environment. So having said that, I'd like to invite you to our annual virtual summit. It is called Synergize 2021, and you are more than welcome to join us. If you visit our Eventbrite page, you'll see also a link to register for both days if you are interested, and you can also see our programs coming up for both days. So we are looking forward to seeing you at Synergize 2021. Also, during these virtual summit sessions, we'll also introduce our true cloud automation platform called Synergy CSP. And during those sessions we'll have at the summit, you'll also have a chance to see how you can automate your business processes, how you can digitize them on Synergy on a true cloud environment. So I hope you can join us. We have a new website. It is recently renewed and updated, bimserint.net and bimserint.com. They are renewed. There is more content, latest content available about our software systems, about use cases, videos are available. So please visit our website when you have a chance, and I'm sure you'll find it to be informative. Our YouTube channel is very active. We have hundreds of videos available now. We have webinar recordings, product videos, and also educational videos as well available on our YouTube channel. So please visit our YouTube channel, please subscribe so that you'll be notified as soon as we have a new video available on our YouTube channel. And Eventbrite page of ours is designed to help you learn about our coming conference and events program so that you can see what is coming up and you can register those that you are interested. I'd like to thank you for your time and thank you for your interest. We are looking forward to seeing you at our coming executive webinar session. Thank you and have a nice day.